Hello and welcome back to another speed build video. My name's Jess and today I'm building in Windenburg on a 20 by 20 lot, and today's build is a houseboat, which is totally different from anything I've made before. I've definitely never thought to do a build like this, but I just wanted to do something different today to start off the new year. So I'm really happy with how this turned out. I think it's so cute, but I will say right off the bat, I know this is not the most realistic build I've ever done with the pond and the boat that's sitting on a pond that could not maneuver into the pond itself. And then I do add some boats to the other side of the dock. And those boats wouldn't really be useful here because they couldn't actually get around. So I know definitely not the most realistic, but I just wanted to do something with the pond tool. Once I realized that I could make something that would work as a houseboat, I just had to do it. So you can see the shapes starting to kind of come together. And I went ahead and used the shingles from Cats and Dogs, and you'll see that as a kind of like theme throughout. I used the Cats and Dogs because, of course, that shade on the shingles is not one that we have in the game. Cats and Dogs is great, but some of the swatches just don't match what we have in the game. But I really love how it came together in the mix of windows and doors that I used. I think just make this look really quirky, which is what I was really wanting to go for. Since this is a houseboat, I think that it definitely would be something that would be really unique. And I imagine the sim that would live here would definitely be a very unique sim. So speaking of the new year, I hope you're having a good start to your year so far. Definitely been a fun start for me. It started off, I mentioned in my last video, with my family. We had a nice game night, which was a lot of fun. Played some games I've never played before, and yeah, that was just really nice. I'm a huge board game person, so it's the perfect way to start the new year for me. And then things have just been going pretty well so far, I would say. So hopefully you can say the same thing with your new year. But if not, I hope things get better soon and you have better days ahead in 2023. But anyways, getting back to the build, I went ahead and put some rocks around the build just to make it sit into the landscape a little bit better. Again, I still recognize this isn't the most realistic build, but I think that makes it make sense a little bit more with having the rocks all around it. And I ended up really liking how it turned out. So here you can see I'm grabbing all the different boats from Live Edit, and I just think this is what really kind of sold it as a boathouse. I'm already forgetting what it's called. It's a boathouse, right? Yeah. Houseboat. There we go. I was like, something's wrong with what I'm saying. And because when I was looking at just reference images for some inspiration, a lot of houseboats are really more standard house looking than they are boat looking. So I wanted to do something that looked like a house. So I knew that might look a little weird on the water, but I think having the boats there kind of orients you to understand what kind of build this is. And yeah, so this was when things really started to come together in the build. I really like the different decor items I was able to use, and some of the colors really did come together. One thing I will mention is I did have the build one tile off of where I wanted it. So eventually, I can't remember exactly where I figure it out, but I figure it out and everything will be stretched out a little more. But that's why I was having some trouble placing certain items because they didn't seem to go in the spot I wanted them to. And that's one of the interesting things about doing builds twice is I can see where things are supposed to go, but I can't always figure out, oh, this is where I figure it out and I fix it. I can't always recognize exactly what's off until I get to like a certain item and I'm like, oh, that was supposed to fit in a different way. So I got to figure out what's going on. So just finishing up the outside with a few touches, of course, wanted to add in some skill building items to the upper story. And now we're moved on to the bottom level. So just adding in some wallpaper. Now we're in the top level, and I do end up changing this wallpaper out. I just didn't think it really matched the look I was going for. I wanted this to still be a really eclectic looking build, but it was just adding a little bit too, it was too cottagey for me. So I wanted something that I guess looked a little more nautical. So I end up going for some like clapboard looking wallpaper. And you'll see I switched that at the end. And this rug, I went back and forth on what rug to put there. So I do change that out as well. I was being a little bit indecisive with my selections, but you know, just had to try out a few things here and there and see what worked. But just like with the curtains, I forgot how indecisive I was with this room. But I really liked what I landed on. I love the Desert Luxe curtains. They're just so perfect, and having that wall piece that allows you to extend like the curtain rod just makes it so much better. I love that addition into the game. I'm so happy with it. But here you can see we're moving on to the bottom of the build, and I started off in the bathroom. And again, I wanted the bathroom to be really fun and bright, and I added some of those accent colors from the floor, like there's the slight blue tile there, so I added in some teal accents, and I really like how that turned out. I think this just suits this build perfectly, and I do use yellow throughout the build as well, so I thought that would be a perfect color to bring through to the bathroom. But now we're working on the living room, and in the living room, I just went for something pretty simple, and I wanted to keep it really comfortable looking, and I wanted to bring these particular colors into this build. I was just feeling in the yellow mood, so I went ahead and grabbed that couch from Animal Stuff. There's no way I'm not going to remember the name of it. But I don't often use this couch anymore, but I used to use it quite a lot. And I just thought it really worked in this build and brought in the color I really wanted in this build. And I really love how it turned out. And now you can see I'm adding in some cabinets from Country Kitchen Stuff, right? Country Kitchen Kit. Oh my gosh, I can't remember the name of anything today. But yeah, so I'm just taking some time to decorate it up and add in, of course, some clutter items because there's not a lot of room for a shelf. But I really love how this turned out. I think it's really cute, and I really ended up loving how this build turned out. It's something really special and unique, and was a really fun way to start off this year. And hopefully you end up enjoying it as well. And I'd love to hear any gameplay people do in this build. I think that this is a really fun build for some unique gameplay. Yeah, and I definitely think that this won't be my last houseboat of the year because it was just so fun to do. But we're actually coming close to the end of the build. So I just wanted to thank you so much for watching and taking the time to support my little channel here on YouTube. It means so much to me. Just adding in the last few details to this I wanted it to be kind of an aquarium little area. But with that, thanks again for watching. Have a great day. Bye.